Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well and I hope you all had a good weekend. Again, I always say at the start of every video, let's try and keep this one short, not because, as I say, I don't want to make the video, but I know that sometimes people lose interest. But if it's a subject, as I always say as well, if it's a subject that's relevant and has affected me personally, then I will talk about it. I mean, I could probably talk about it till I'm blue, but nobody would listen. So today's poem is probably going to follow on from the last one. And you know what? I can't even remember what the last one was. Not the short. I can't remember. Oh dear. I don't come on here with any pre-arranged script, so yeah, I have no idea. I've no idea, but you'll know. So it is called My Worth, and I wrote it. I think I wrote it during the week. It's not an old poem. It's a new poem. It is following on from the last one, and it's basically me saying that because I know my worth now, I am not willing, as I also said in the last video, I'm not willing to trade my worth. I'm not willing to deviate from terms and conditions. I will not trade any part of myself and degrade myself or anything like that now, because I know my worth. I have come a long way, but I am not one of these people that is up their own backside. I don't tend to give myself claps on the back, but I am aware of how far I've come. As you grow and as you heal, there are certain things that you will no longer tolerate because you are aware of your worth. If I saw the growth that I have had in someone else, I would applaud them. I would say they were inspiring. I would admire them a great deal. But the thing is, sometimes that as well, when you grow and you evolve, because you're not so malleable, there are going to be people that won't like your growth because they're not able to, say or do the things that they were able to do before, because now you're stronger, now you know your worth, now you've got a voice, now you will not tolerate any BS. So that is why I wrote My Worth, and that is the bottom line. There will always be people that will bring up your past. I used to have a friend who would constantly bring up my past, especially all the things that I did when I came out of that relationship, which I say I'm not willing to go. I will go with the abuse, but not after it. It's not relevant anymore. It's done, but it was complete and utter stupidity what happened to me. There are people that will always drag it up. There's no need for people to drag up your past, because the past is gone. And if you have changed, and if you're no longer the same person that went in blindly and stupidly, and you know what I mean, if you've changed that much, it's nice for people to say, you know, but people that want to drag you back and cast it up and say, oh, you don't need people like that in your life. You need to surround yourself with people that will lift you, that will raise you up. But most of all, you always have to show up as your authentic self, and you always have to speak your truth. And this is another thing why I wrote this poem, is that there could be people who look at my words and think, you know, she didn't actually go through that. Or when I write from my heart and I write from my soul. I can't pretend anything. I don't do pretend. I don't do lies. I don't pretend. I can't pretend anything. You've seen me in tears. You've seen me at my weakest. But I can't pretend anything. What's the point? What's the point? You know, what is the point in pretending? So that's why I wrote my growth as well. It is basically me saying, under no circumstances will I beg anyone to recognise my value and my worth. And that's what it comes down to. Bottom line. If they don't know your worth, then they are not worth having in your life. And if they do not recognise the growth and the way you've evolved after what happened to you, and if it scares them now because you are so strong, then leave them to it. But never, and this is something I used to do in the past as well, because I was that desperate for attention, for validation, anything at all, to make me feel good, to make me feel wanted, because I was made to feel unwanted for such a long time. But I don't beg anyone. I don't beg for attention. I don't beg for validation. I am the most unassuming person you could wish to meet. I am a very quiet, mild-mannered person. It takes me a while to get comfortable with people. If I feel comfortable with people and I feel that I can trust them, then they will see another side to me. But there's still parts of me, as I always say, that are not healed, and I have to protect those parts until I find out that that person is honest and true and not going to trade my vulnerabilities and use them against me. But I do have another side, to the side that's quite reserved, quite guarded, and I think that is natural as well, and it pays to be like that. That doesn't take away any aspect of the fact that I am not the same person who I was when I was in that relationship, and I actually would love if my abuser was here and he could see my growth and what I've achieved. I would absolutely, and I hope he can. I hope he can. From wherever his resting place is, I hope he can, because he would never have believed all the things that I have done since. 10 minutes. Tomorrow I have 2 submissions coming out this week, but both for Mysticador. One Mysticador Canada, one Mysticador Philippines. I'm still trying to collate. I think I've got 90. I'll try and get to 100, and then I'll have to sift through those and discard the ones I don't want. The postcards, I'm just going to take the listings. I'm taking the listings of the postcards. It was just a thought, as I say, it was just a thought. I thought maybe if I'd used a different poem, it might have, it might have worked. But to be perfectly frank, as far as the writing goes and the blogging goes, and but I will probably maybe give some to the library. I've got a local library here, and there's message boards in supermarkets. I might ask them to put one up, but I'm going to take the listings down. I might keep some back and maybe run a giveaway. So I'll get on with the poem. As I say, the poem for today is called My Worth, and I have already published it on a platform, so it is the one that's went through. Please forgive me, because forgive me, I had it on my phone. No, see, I did have it on my phone already to yeah, I had it on my phone all ready to read, and my phone has gone a bit, and now it's gone. So please bear with me. I'm not very good at this at all. I really should come on with a pre-arranged script. It might help, but I don't make so many faux pas as I used to. And I think you'll agree, Sheila, because you were one of my first subscribers. I used to every second word was a faux pas. Right, here we go. My growth. Cooking by gas, that's a Scottish expression. With clasped hands I refuse to supplicate my worth, when unkind eyes only see the dirt I rose from. From the earth I clawed myself back to rebirth, with the roots of my pain still attached. I walk with my head held high, for those unkind eyes are blinkered. Underneath the tints lies a barren landscape, because they have never opened the windows to their soul in years, rendering them devoid of perception. And so they no longer recognize me, nor do they admire my growth. I leave their opinions in the soil for the worms to feed on. I water my own garden. I need not propagate their words. So, that's the poem for today. Please excuse a little at the end. And yeah, that is basically it. You don't have to take on anybody's opinions. You have to basically say, that is on you. And it's hard because I am quite a sensitive person, so I tend to absorb a lot, and as it goes, a book by, don't go there. don't go there. The book I bought, no, don't go there. But that could help. But it's, the healing journey, all the thing about the healing journey is, it's not like that with the plaster. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's a gradual process, and it's layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, and it's baby steps, and it can only be baby steps. It can only be baby steps. It can't be anything else. But as long as you keep moving forward, that is the main thing. You can't stay stuck, and you can't drown in the pain of it. You just can't drown in the pain of it, because it means they won. It means that they won. No, I'm sorry, but no. I did run on a little. I know I come on here with the best of intentions. I will see you on Friday. I hope you all have a good week. That will be the end of August, into the last quarter of the year. Whoa, wow. Let's not talk about the C word. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your likes, your comments, your shares. They're always appreciated. And you will have seen one final thing. You would have seen in the community section I had 2 sparkling reviews for pieces of me from fellow bloggers on WordPress. And that really did make my heart smile. I should have mentioned that at the start. If you follow the link, it will take you to my blog, and you will be able to read the reviews that they left on there. I'll see you on Friday. Bye for now.